My name is Sara Maria Blanton, and I am founder and executive director of the Raleigh Music Collective. We are an El Sistema-inspired program in Raleigh, North Carolina that serves string students that have historically been underserved in our area. Originally, we started as the result of a question and a need from a student at a local refugee organization. A friend of mine started working there, and there was a kid who wanted to learn to play the violin, and I had a friend working there, and so a little bit of free time. I was in a job transition. I said, sure, let's make this happen. I purchased 12 violins out of pocket, and they pulled together a few more kids. This was in 2019, and we kind of just went off to the races. And it was really neat because where we got to start program, or where I was teaching at the time, was in the community center surrounded by apartments where refugees or families with political asylum were rehomed. And so the kids would walk to classes from their building or from their apartment building, and I'd get a chance to meet their families. Sometimes there'd be siblings sitting in class. And that was in 2019. And now we're in 2025 with 134 kids every single week coming to class across 3 locations. One of our goals for our program is that every senior who graduates, if they've been through our program the whole time, that they get to graduate with their own instrument. And we have one student who a year and a half ago, I remember this conversation at summer camp where she said to another friend, well, music's just kind of like your thing. It's just kind of a side hobby that I want to do. And then she started coming to our classes regularly and started to have a conversation with me. She's like, wait, I think I want this to be my dream. My dream, I think, is to actually be a professional musician. We got to nominate her name with an incredible organization called Hungry for Music, and they direct donated a gorgeous violin. And it was such a full circle moment to see, first of all, her being like, actually, this is my thing. It's not just a hobby. I want to do this as my career. But to be able to give her the tool that will be hers, and she will be able to continue music as long as she wants in whatever capacity, whether it's symphony orchestra or recording or playing at church, and getting to watch her realize the weight of the gift that this person had given her and the beautiful instrument that she was now responsible for, and to watch her understand the gift she'd been given and then how she wants to also pour back into the community around her and impact what she's going to do long term with her violin. It was really incredible. I think there is nothing more pressing nowadays than learning how to have a conversation with someone who's different than you, whether it's their skin color, their background, their culture, or really prescient right now is their political beliefs. I think music, we get a chance to teach our kids how to have a conversation with someone who is different. In our program, we have 15 different countries and languages represented. And so on a very practical level, a lot of our kids get to build friendships across massive differences and learn to just see the person and the musician. And my hope is that it's teaching the parents in our community that if their students can have deep friendships among massive backgrounds, then our community can figure out how to have a conversation across massive political divide. For us right now, we are heavily underfunded. The reason we are surviving is because our admin team and myself are not really paid. And so all of our resources that we have gotten from primarily grants and private foundations goes directly towards building a really strong teaching staff. Our teachers are incredible. Our programming is so strong. The kids that are coming out of our program and participating in it are showing incredible skills. They're getting into all sorts of programs and into schools all over the area. But right now, the biggest concern is our longevity, especially from an administration side. We don't have the funds at the moment to support our admin. And so we are kind of in a race with time of how can we find additional funding to build up our admin team to ensure that our teachers are able to continue doing what they do long-term, which is serving an incredible group of kids. As an adult who tends to be a little more cynical, and probably a lot of older people, anybody past like their 20s, hope is really hard to find nowadays. And I think that if our program wouldn't continue, our kids give us a hope, not just a hope for their future or a hope that we believe that they can be better, but I show up and I see the joy and the excitement that each one of our kids has, that they have a hope for their future. And so I have to continue what I'm doing, because not only are they the hope for our area and for a better Raleigh, for a better musical community in Raleigh, but they give me hope that there is good and there is joy and creativity that should be championed, and their voices are incredible. They have the best ideas. They have the most creative ways to solve problems. And if our program went away, we would be losing that opportunity to champion them, both their musical voices and their strong leadership. We have incredible student leaders in our program, and it is such an honor that I get to partner with them, not only to train them musically, but to give them a chance for a platform to show their leadership and to show their skills for our community. And Raleigh will be worse off if those kids don't have a platform to share what they can do.